how do we use this information in parenting?
Yes, so this is a challenge, and I'm so happy that people like you can get this information while your kids are still young, because my kids had grown up and left home before I discovered any of this, to my great regret. However, I know how hard it is. There's just no easy answer, and I'm just coming back from a visit with my grandson, who is so adorable that I just want to submit to his every whim, as much as I know that it's not healthy. And I'm proud of my children for, on the one hand, they're struggling not to submit to their child's every whim because they know it's unhealthy. And then it's like, but is this the right issue to battle over? And if everything becomes a battle, then your home is unpleasant. So first I want to acknowledge that there is no easy answer. So I'll just maybe quote something from, so the pendulum goes from one extreme to the other. So I'm just writing a new book now. The Rousseauian worldview is that children are born perfect and society messes them up. So everyone has been indoctrinated because this philosophy has become embedded into everything we do. And so now we've had this simplistic belief that children are wise, and if you just let them run wild, they'll always do what's the good thing. And that doesn't work out well for you, that you should always blame society, blame the teacher, blame the rules, blame authority, and let the kid continue to run wild. Now, if you do this, your child will end up, by the end of its myelin years, with a lot of bad habits, which we can easily name, but let's just say that they will just go and grab another child's toy and expect to get away with it.
They become tyrants, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. Tyrannical. And then when that gets a bad result, they'll scream. And sadly for that child, often teachers will tolerate this kind of crap, but other kids won't. And so they'll be shunned by their peers, which is sad for the child. And the child will not even understand why they're being shunned by their peers. So they will repeat those attention-getting behaviors. And I'm not saying attention-getting in a negative way, because that's the whole point of the book, is that attention-seeking is natural, but it's hard to learn healthy ways to do it. And the analogy I use is that in kindergarten, one child is superstar of the week every week. And that teaches you that you have to tolerate all the other weeks where you're not superstar of the week. And so that's what we really have to teach our kids, is how to feel good during the week that you're not superstar of the week. Like when your child has that first team sport and they have that moment of accomplishment, but then they have to feel good both when they fail and when the other child has the moment of accomplishment. So that's really the challenge. And as we know, the cliche now, telling the child what a winner they are and what a winner they're going to be is not really, I think, is not the best thing, because then it's just feeding a delusion. So, but one more thing I wanted to get into. If you feed this delusion, and if the child myelinates bad habits, that the current response is to diagnose them with a disorder and to drug them. And this is the tragedy that I'm, wanting to focus on in my next couple of books.
Gotcha. Yeah. And so you're talking about, we have this opportunity because they're plastic, they're in their pre-myelin, like we can, as parents, somewhat direct their habits and things like that. Of course, there's all kinds of influences. And I think I heard you mention instead of telling them how great they're going to be, you're praising the effort. That's the growth mindset, Carol Dweck's stuff, where you tell your kids, like, wow, you had a great result because you've been consistently practicing that thing. that you're doing, and giving them the one-up feeling for, like you were talking about earlier with adults, just the effort they're putting in, the small wins, that type of thing.
Yeah. Short answer, yes. But there's also this concept of natural consequences, that the small win is its own reward. And if the parent gets too involved, and then they're doing it to please the parent rather than to enjoy the win. So one view of parenting is to set up situations where they can have the small win rather than over interpreting it for them. And I'll just give you this simple example. My grandson, who's 11 months old, just moved into a house with a staircase, with 2 stairs, and it's impossible to block the stairs. So he has to learn to navigate the stairs, and he can't even walk yet. So I was talking to my daughter about sitting there and letting him learn to feel the effect of gravity, like on his body. And like when you're going down, like when he loses control of his body, like imagine being a baby where your head is so much heavier than the rest of your body. You can't really control it. It's hard. You don't want to give the child infinite room to do its own thing because it'll break its head. Long story short, so we finally, we had taught him yet to go down, but he finally learned to go up the stair safely himself. And every time he did it, the first few times, I'm like, yay, you did it. But I swear the kid did not even realize he did it. He was just on to the next thing. He was climbing that stair to get the toy in front of him. And he didn't even stop just to cognitively think, oh, I did a new thing. I am powerful. Yay me. No, he didn't think that way. That sort of, it was just that he just built confidence that I can go after something safely. And that's what I think is the good thing.